can't stand Ice Cube.
That's crazy.
I'm not a fan of him lyrically or acting-wise.
Tuesday mornings at Big Boy's neighborhood are usually a vibe. A few playful jabs, a stack of throwback tracks, and Big Boy's warm laugh rolling across Los Angeles like a low tide. But on this Tuesday, veteran comedian Aries Spears, once famous for Mad TV impressions, now better known for flammable podcast takes, decided the show needed gasoline. Leaning in, eyes gleaming, he fired the first shot. "I can't stand Ice Cube. Trash rapper. Trash actor." The sentence fell like a brick through stained glass. Spears didn't stop there. He called Cube's landmark single, "Today Was a Good Day." "One of the songs I hate the most makes me want to shoot the radio."
You don't think that... One of the songs I hate the most, if it comes on, I want to shoot the radio. "Today was a good day."
Then, just to twist the knife, he launched into a bizarre Cube as gynecologist skit that tasted of desperation and stale shock humor. Within minutes, someone clipped the rant, dropped it on TikTok, and layered Cube's own "No Vaseline" over the footage. The caption, "Career suicide in real time." By noon, millions had watched a once beloved funny man swing wildly at a cultural pillar and miss by a mile, and the internet's outrage engine revved from curiosity to carnage. To longtime listeners, Big Boy's neighborhood is neutral ground, where West Coast icons and East Coast rivals can swap playlist picks without drawing blood. Spears obliterated that truce in 30 seconds flat. He labeled Cube's acting one note, and dismissed Friday, a film that helped define modern black comedy, as overrated hood shtick. Then he doubled down by dragging Tupac Shakur into the dirt, branding Pac emotion and energy, not lyricism, adding that the late rapper would never crack his personal top 5. Big Boy, seasoned at diffusing ego bombs, tried to laugh it off, but Spears scented viral clout and stared straight into the camera. Watch the comments. He got his wish. Thousands of furious replies poured in, many from West Coast loyalists who treat Cube's legacy like family heirlooms. One Bay Area fan wrote, "Bro, you just exiled yourself beyond Barstow, and we don't even stop for gas out there." Why did the jab sting so badly? Because Ice Cube isn't merely a rapper or an actor, he's a civic monument. He co-wrote half of NWA's foundational catalog in his teens, authored one of hip-hop's most savage diss tracks before turning 23, and spent 3 decades architecting films, TV shows, and even a professional basketball league. Trashing that resume on live radio felt less like criticism and more like tagging graffiti on Grandma's chapel.
Aries Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing
Is he a comedian?
Yeah.
Because he ain't never made me laugh, so I don't know if he a comedian.
Ice Cube could have popped off on Twitter in all caps. He could have phoned a journalist for an exclusive. Instead, he waited until a quiet promo stop on Detroit radio, took a deep breath, and uttered 9 icy words. Is he even a comedian? I've never laughed once. Then shrug, smirk. Most suckers don't like me. No profanity, no yelling, no hashtags.
Did you hear what he said?
What'd he say?
He said it was nothing about you impresses him. From movies to rapping, nothing at all impresses him. And I'm like, wow, like what?
Suckers usually don't like me. You know what I'm saying?
2 lines, maximum damage. Social media lit up, hashtags #Cube1 and #Aries out trended for 48 hours. TikTok creators stitched Cube's raised eyebrow over Spears' deranged rant and racked up millions of loops. Meme pages compared IMDb pages side by side, Cube, Platinum Albums, Cult Films, Sports League, Spears, Mad TV, 1997 to 2005, a handful of podcasts, and fresh beef. Even rappers who've sparred with Cube in the past tipped their caps. That's the thing about legends. They swing rarely, but when they do, the whole culture stops to measure the crater. Enter Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, rap's undisputed troll laureate. Without naming names, 50 dropped a slick Instagram reel. Slow motion strut, Arctic white fur coat catching studio lights, champagne flute tilting just so, and his own Many Men humming in the background. He spoke one line in a velvet murmur, "Check my temperature, I'm ice cold." Fans connected dots at light speed. 50 rarely wades into third-party beef unless the math guarantees spectacle. His bond with Cube is real. Back in the early 2000s, Cube publicly praised 50's decision to finance and star in his own films, calling it "the same hustle I did after NWA." That blessing mattered. Now 2 decades later, 50 protects the OG who once protected him. Comments on the reel exploded with snowflake emojis, laughing cry faces, and the succinct verdict, body bag. For 50, roasting a washed comic is sport. He's busy shepherding the power universe, selling premium cognac, closing arena bar deals, and plotting a new TV network. Yet he still made time to clown Spears. The unspoken message, disrespect Cube and you inherit all his allies, past and present. Backed into a corner, Spears sprinted to his preferred confessional, Vlad TV. He perched on the familiar black stool, folded arms like a bad-tempered schoolboy, and insisted, "Cube does nothing for me." In the next breath, he claimed to respect Cube the man, but not the artistry, lamenting that the world can't handle an opinion without screaming hater. Viewers rolled collective eyes. One commenter typed, "You wanted smoke, got smoke, and now you're coughing." A pattern emerged. Spears appears on Vlad so often the comment section jokes he's the platform's unpaid co-host, airing grievances about being overlooked while name-checking Kevin Hart as a career benchmark. Former Made TV colleagues resurfaced on podcasts, remembering him as brilliant yet combative, an impression genius who sulked when sketches got cut and bristled if anyone else stole laughs. Each new gripe fed the illusion that Spears lives on a hamster wheel of bitterness, talking louder than he's working, trending for tirades rather than triumphs. Internet outrage has a long memory, and trolls began dredging up Spears' darkest receipt, the 2022 lawsuit accusing him and actress Tiffany Haddish of grooming two minors for a so-called comedy sketch. Though the civil case was dismissed with prejudice, meaning it's legally done, the footage lives in screen captures and descriptions. A child lying on the floor while a grown Aries peers through newspaper eye holes. Leering. The optics were stomach-turning, the backlash immediate. Haddish called the sketch regrettable, and Netflix execs quietly backed away from projects involving Spears. Add a decade of whispered set stories, bar tab blow-ups, green room tantrums, and allegations that he tried to one-up every comic in the room, and the portrait sharpens. A talented but volatile performer who torches bridges faster than he builds new ones. The Cube rant felt less like an isolated opinion and more like a pattern. Spears punching up at figures whose legacies dwarf his own, and paying for it with every new headline. Ice Cube's cultural resume is diamond hard. Teen ghostwriter, long before he could legally rent a car, Cube penned rhymes for Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, and MC Ren, helping forge the blueprint of gangsta rap. Solo breakout, his 1990 debut AmeriKKK's Most Wanted went platinum without radio-friendly singles, proving political fury could sell. Diss track royalty. No Vaseline still ranks top 3 on every credible list, a nuclear reply that even his former groupies begrudgingly respect. Film architect, Friday reinvented black comedy, spawned 2 sequels, and infiltrated everyday slang, by Felicia. Cube later shepherded Barbershop Are We There Yet and Straight Outta Compton, grossing hundreds of millions. Sports mogul. In 2017, he launched BIG3, transforming retired NBA stars into must-stream summer content, recently selling its first franchise for 8 figures. Against that mountain, Spears' biggest pop culture footprint is still a Saturday night sketch show that ended for him when flip phones were cutting edge. Swinging that high with no net, no chart-topping albums, no blockbuster IP, was like hurling a pebble at Everest. The peak won't notice, but the landslide rolls downhill. Weeks after the dust-up, Cube updated fans on the long-stalled Last Friday sequel, teasing possible returns for beloved characters. Super Sleuth scoured the socials and noted one glaring absence, no mention of Aries Spears. Entertainment blogs pounced, spinning headlines such as, Cube silently blocks hater from cult franchise. Is it verified? Not at all. Nobody outside Cube's circle has seen an official cast grid, but in Hollywood, optics matter more than affidavits. Club promoters took notes. A Las Vegas booker admitted on Reddit he'd rather gamble on a TikTok comic than risk a PR nightmare headlining a dude who dissed Cube. Talent agents whispered that Aries' name now flags as contentious, and contentious rarely pairs well with corporate sponsorship. In chasing virality, Spears may have bottlenecked his own booking lanes. Aries Spears wanted to trend, and he did, only not for jokes, but for Jeopardy! Ice Cube's surgical clapback, amplified by 50 Cent's trolling prowess and a fanbase that treats West Coast legends like historic landmarks, turned a radio hot take into a cautionary epic about clout chasing. The lesson isn't never critique icons, it's earn the currency first, through hits, specials, box office numbers, before swinging at a pillar carved from decades of receipts. Swing empty-handed and the blowback writes a punchline you can't outrun. As Cube's catalog still spins at Summer Cookouts, 50 signs another multi-series deal, and Big 3 secures city-based franchises, Spears scrolls comment threads, where his name trends under hashtags like hashtag self-inflicted and hashtag nobody disagreed. In the end, the mic is always open, but sometimes the wisest move is choosing silence, regrouping, and saving the roast for a stage that can actually hold the heat. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss any upload about other celebrity gossip. Thanks for watching.